Let's talk about the currency markets where the rupee closed in on a flat note, ending the day at 62.5. The currency did trade in a narrow band as well in the markets today. What started as a fourth day of gains hasn't really ended like that. What was capping too much gains for the currency really was the decline in the Indian equity markets and also a very strong rebound coming in for the crude oil prices, which are back at around $111. Support, of course, came in from the dollar sales, which was coming in from bankers and exporters as well. But how does the currency look going forward? For that, let's get in from Pramit Brahmbhatt. He's CEO, Alpari Financial Services, and he joins us live from Ahmedabad. Pramit, hi, welcome. What's your sense really coming in for the currency now? Because while it's trading in a very narrow range, we almost seem to be holding between that 62, 63 mark. How would you look at the Indian equity markets, and would you think that much of the impact perhaps is coming in from there?
Hi. What we have observed right now is that the dollar rupee has never managed to make a good levels in the 62 range, and that's what is happening now. In the past also, when the dollar had a run, it moved from 61 level to 63. So now it's consolidated at the level of 62, which is more like 50% retracement from the level of 58 to 69. So I think that there will be a good level built in the mid 62 range. And now we will see a broad range of 6180 to 6130, 6180 to 6320, 6310 kind of a range. And rupee is going to float around this. What we need is a global direction coming in, because right now the global markets are uncertain about the tapering. As you mentioned about the Indian equity market, also that Indian equity market is highly dependent right now on the global cues, where the tapering was delayed or not announced during the last Fed meeting. That helped the global markets to run away, and that's what we have seen with the Indian market. So the market is overall globally is in dilemma right now to decide the direction.
Pramit, there are a couple of reports which say that perhaps 60% of OMC's demand is now out in the open market. How would you read that number, and would you say it's positive that that number finally is in?
Well, the OMC demand can make some impact, but I don't see that we're going to see any aggressive or any speculative move will come in the dollar demand because of that. Because the steps taken by RBI with the past experience has helped rupee to stabilize. And OMC demand, we have to understand, was always there. But because of the OMC demand coming and availability of futures market, we have seen in the past that a lot of speculative moves has happened, and that's why dollar had a very strong move. So after the RBI actions, I think the OMC demand is not going to make any huge impact in terms of pushing dollar 1 rupees or 2 rupees up. I think that there will be some considerable movement of 50-60 paisa, but there won't be any speculative move coming in.
Fair point. Pramit, also, what's your sense on the kind of impact that we are getting in from the international markets? The tapering is something that has been keeping the markets as uncertain as ever. Iran, of course, was something that was a trigger point in the markets yesterday. But going forward, how are you reading the global cues?
I think Iran was just news yesterday, and we see some reaction coming on the base of news. The practical approach and practical implementation of the treaty is long way away, and we have seen in the past that there is always a twist in the tail. So there can be some issues can come up, and until the things are running smooth, we cannot expect that the Iran treaty is going to benefit the market. Definitely, if the things goes well, Iran treaty is definitely going to help the oil prices coming down. It may not work in the favor of India, because right now India is one of the few countries who import oil from Iran because of the relation with Iran. And going ahead, if Iran becomes open market, they can also push their oil prices up, not like right now where they're giving to India on discounted prices. So it may not work for us. Globally, yes, that there is a news and uncertainty has been avoided, but I don't see whether this is going to help the market in the long term.
Okay, so that's the view really coming in for the currency. Range-bound trend to around 6180. 50 is the kind of range that you could see an upside coming in for the currency. Pramit, thank you so much for joining us with your sense on all of that.